Hey guys, what is up? It is Ray. Um, I thought I would do a react video that is against my own series here, where Fangs goes against Habsburg Livestock Colony level 6 9 times in a row, plus an extra video, so 10 times in a row, 100% win rate, no rerolls, no undos, none of that. So a couple months ago, I did this because a player was asking in the Discord if about Fangs' consistency and into the matchup, regardless of the board. And if we're just going for win rate and we don't care about how much we blight, it can beat it almost every time, like 99% or greater, if you become really experienced at the matchup, is my opinion. So back on I guess January 4th, early in the morning, I ran through a bunch of games. I fell asleep. I had some stuff to do. I came back online. No games in between. Just started playing again. And then did another one the next day. All these are directly from the in-game statistics, where I took a screenshot that day to save it. And why this is pretty crazy is on the app as well. Fangs right now has about 32% win rate into Habsburg level 6, which I don't think is an accurate reflection of Fangs' potential into the matchup, but that is the reflection of what the player base on digital has achieved as a whole. 75, almost 76% chance of blight. That's about right. Fangs takes, if we're just going for win rate, probably 3 to 4 blight on average into this matchup. If you can do better, it's usually you're playing pretty well, but I would expect at least 2 to 3 blight, something like that. Almost always 2 to 3 blight, and wouldn't be surprised if it hits to 4. So let's go through this. We start on board E, which is a classic board. My thoughts are, after this bout, board E is actually not so good of a win board. It's a really good board in solo, especially because of the 6-8 pocket that you can maintain by controlling 4 and 7. But let me see if I can draw. Dang, it doesn't record me drawing, unfortunately, with the snippet tool. So I'll kind of, let me see if I can put a highlight on for my mouse. Okay, there's no highlight option when looking. So let's get into it. We start off with a not good explore, the wetlands, and I think in this first game I end up not drafting on the first turn, but I think I realized as I started to play more that you can just draft on this first turn bottom, since you're not going to need your cards and you can just terrify and pray. But seeing if you get a solution that helps you solve the lands in order to kind of defer the blight elsewhere would probably be pretty good. Otherwise, you're pretty much just succumbing land 8 to blight, or 4 to a cascade. But if you allow 4 to cascade, there's one card in the event deck, that if you draw, if a land has 2 or more blight on the board, you have to do something. Let's boost that quality, and then to turn off some other mouse setting that I just put on. Turn this off. Yeah, so we can actually see that I take the G3 turn 1, and then I'm going to do a reclaim strat, or I'm not even going to do a reclaim strat, I'm just going to draw next turn. So you don't need to do it in that order. It's just better if you draw first to get more information on turn 1. And I start doing that, I think, in the next couple of videos. Honestly, we don't want to see mountains here. It's kind of the much harder explore, especially since it's much harder to get into. And if mountains comes up, we absolutely want to take care of that city as fast as possible. If a blight gets into a land with a city, it makes this matchup really hard to deal with unless you get blight manipulation, blight removal, or something that can do damage when targeting blight. So I just opt in to save land 4 and probably get rid of 8. A little bit of a misplay by getting my presence into land 8 because that forces me to kind of sacrifice it now. Just gonna Sacred Slate. We do get a really nice draw with the Ever Twisted. So that can solve land 3, and then we're gonna just set up land 7 to have 4 beasts in it. Oh, I guess not really like too much of an issue because I can get it out. I guess I plan to reduce the town count as much as possible up there on land 8. Because that allows us to, once that blights, that's going to do something. So we're going to take the blight on land 5, obviously, because I just explained the city is a really big issue. But this gets us another blight, even though we saved land 4. So we get to take our 2 blight early and avoid one of those town escalations, which is really nice. Putting that other one on the coast on land 1 because probably not even the best play. But I think I can just gather it. I think it didn't matter if I put it there because I just planned to gather it, I think, into 7 again. But here we're going to get the extra, we're going to get the 4 damage. Yeah, reclaim draft energy. We always want to kind of like alternate between draft energy or growth energy. Looking to get that 4 damage to insta-kill that town. We isolate, we pull that guy in, so he doesn't get the +2 damage from the Habsburg towns. Here, probably going to manipulate the beasts into 5 and 1. Really, really difficult lands to get into without beasts. So we honestly just need them there. Don't need to bring the presence right now. Yeah, we get guard, so no payment, and then just free beast damage. Pushing some stuff into land. I'm already in 4, so there's no worries there. I'm just putting a beast in 8 to hope that it kills that explorer, and I can maintain the pocket that I've created here, even though it kind of just instantly evaporates due to Habsburg. We are also planning to add beast into 5 because it's kind of the land I'm pushing stuff into. So we see the wetland. Yeah, and I think it's better just... let me explain the strife real quick because it's going fast. I'm going at 2x. So strifing the city, always a good idea. Just because towns are much more mobile and able to get out. So it can save us a potential... You know, having to get beasts in there, ranging haunt, destroy the city, so it doesn't blight. So it gives us an extra timing on that ravage. And we can play around it because we have beasts. So there are some edge cases, you know, where the strife gets ignored, but I mean, you still get to defend too and lands with the Han when that does that. So if you just put the Han in that land, you're totally safe. As well as beast. Beast also kind of helps with that other one, I think. Pull together. Yeah. Let's see. So pull together. You can't see it on my screen. Yeah, so if there was an explorer in there and you have beast, it ruins that guy, and then if you have the Dahan in there, when it ignores the strife, it defends too. Always good to know that one of these is coverable, essentially, with, you know, a town explorer, town or city that is strifed. If you just have Dahan in that land, it makes this event, you know, really, really easy to deal with. There's also one that removes strife. Yeah, civic engagement. So it deals like +1 damage if you do that. But it can destroy a town or an explorer if you have that there. So that it's just helpful to know that those edges a little bit. Yeah, I could always get civic, and civic, funny enough. No, it's not the other one that I was thinking of. Let's see. Yeah, probably just plan to terrify 4. Gonna pull and pull the town from 6 into 4, and then yeah, just terrify those guys out. Obviously gonna put 1 over there, and starting to prep 1 in case it comes up and builds a city. So because I want 3 damage. Maybe that other beast is going to 5. Yeah, no, it's going to 4. Yeah, exactly, because we want to push 4. Because build and gather, so 3 invaders makes sense. Funny enough, I think the Habs 5 is coming up, so even though I do my best to try to keep this pocket, it's just getting ruined every single turn. Ignore disease, extra fear, strife. Essentially putting that strife on covers civic engagement. Or I can pull that somewhere else. It's kind of nice. Always have set them on a never twist, so. Oh yeah, and waves comes up, so yeah, that city does get there. I was I think I was aware of it during the game and was prepping for that at least 2 beasts to be in there because you could push a 3rd one in and cover it that way. We get Carapace, so we're pretty much hitting the nuts on the draws here. Set in Carapace are 2 of the best draws, as well as Entrap. I mean, 3 of the best draws into this matchup, so it's honestly just really, really good RNG to start the marathon here. Still have to play very carefully. You can't just throw these abilities wherever, whatever. I'm thinking if I can get Beast into 8 and defend it with Carapace in some capacity. Set's obviously going to 3 here. And probably isolating it, pushing into 5. We do have the 4 plays, so having to somehow prep land 2 as well. Yep. Not sure what we're doing with Entrap right now, but I do think Carapace is gonna try to go in there and Carapace that thing. And then just probably reducing things where possible. I'm probably considering the next turn. Yeah. End up leaving that guy there. Fortune Seekers. Probably just gonna hit one. Oh no. Probably should have just hit one with that. Get that Han in there. And probably just gonna defend it. Could get edged a little bit. 5 damage. Don't know why I'm placing an 8 right now. I should be placing in 5 or 1 in my opinion. So I can do a sack. Nature's is also another nuts draw, but we're gonna go for Weep, also another nuts draw, because it's gonna give me a lot of fear generation chug. And good control. But yeah, killing that city in 1. Going over to land 2, putting beasts in there, and then likely killing that city as well. Having to kind of carefully orchestrate this to reduce the buildings as much as possible because of that build coming up. And mountains is kind of ready, so I have to prep that with a bunch of beasts to use Terrifying Chase on. Yeah, so go in there, sacrifice that just to get the extra count, most likely. Yep, kill that, move into there, move into there. Have to get my presence in the 5, so there's no way I can be in land 2. We just have to use Carapace to defend 6 at proxy. Sure. Extra beast, always good to help with the push. Push out, just, yeah, push somewhere. I think I'm gonna kill that beast. Let's get rid of one of the towns in land 2. If I can just push everything out. I'll land 5. Or push everything out and then Weep one of those towns out in land 5. I want to get max value on Weep, so I need to get 1 Explorer here into that city land, which is why you see me push 1 there from land 5. Get the Weep value on it. Get the 2 towns out of there as well. Push them probably into like the jungles or something. Honestly, doesn't matter. Yeah, 1 into the jungles. We just need fear, so we're gonna just chug fear on that guy. And then the plan is to win in the next 2 turns, so we get so that Sen's Wetlands doesn't even ravage. Makes sense. Don't really need the draft anymore, so it's just kind of like filler. Just looking that for any high value fear, Portents is already gone, so a little bit sad. Just high value fast fear to try to end it within the next 2 turns. Just counting the city destructions, another Weep, 2 near, Terrify, basically counting out all the fear to see how much I can generate. It looks like we get 2, 4, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 with Frenzy. 14 with Frenzy gives us at least 3 powers, so, and then we can do, yeah, whatever. So I reposition another Explorer into 1 because I think I'm going to probably move Blight there with Entrap and then get 3 Fear on that once the city builds, and then just like move it out and kill the city, just to keep getting those max value fears, just in case I'm 1 short or something. Not hard counting too much. Call to trade, another nuts draw. I mean, Drifts and Splendor are also really good. Every single draft was incredibly strong this game. I guess I'm just taking it for elemental affinity or something. I don't know. because it has Earth in case I need a D6 on the Ravage here and put one beast into 2 and then kill it. Just to maximize frenzy targeting. A little bit edge casey, but I think it was fine because I could just because I'm going to damage it anyway with Ranging Hunt this turn. So Ranging Hunt and Frenzy are going to guarantee the city dies if anything happens at dawn. I think that's the play. That needs to move into there and keep my presence there. Extra fear from beasts, that's pretty sick. Just remove something. Yeah, remove from a coastal. Yeah, so that dies. I get to maintain, you know, Frenzy somewhere. Probably just hit like land 4 or something with it. Yeah, 3 fear off of that, 3 fear off that. Move the town out. Doesn't really matter. Frenzy, probably 4. Extra fear, terrify. Yeah, extra fear, terror 3. And move the blight out, kill the city, GG. Pretty clean game. Kind of just playing merry-go-round with the explorers, and you know, it turns out it's honestly a really good seed to just throw things into 5 since it never came up until the end there, even though if it was back-to-back. But Fangs can just like start preparing, you know, the less it comes up, you know, the more you just like another beast can be allocated over there. Every game I kind of posted on the Discord and was typing up kind of a response. You can see me go choose the details, like get a screenshot and then copy over the game logs, the fast logs after I type something up, and then some people were messaging me while I was doing it. But yeah, it looks like it's cuts because I stopped the video between games just because I didn't know if I was gonna fall asleep. Because I was playing this at like 4 a.m. I think I was doing this at between like 3 to 6 a.m. or something like that. Yeah, I mean, it took 4 hours of play. Maybe it was between like 1 to 4 a.m. something like that. 12 to 4. What was the draft? I just missed it. Going so fast. Yeah, so I realized like we could just draft first. Because taking the energy doesn't actually matter. Just getting some information is really good. This is kind of crazy because all 4 of these cards are really good. Again, in an immediate, you know, next game. We just see Carapace again. I take Root Biters, but I'm pretty sure I don't keep it. I was thinking I could do something with it. Maybe I do keep it. Oh, we... Nope. Over to the Carapace. Bit of a troll. I think my thought process here is I really want to kill that city if I'm going to blight the land. So that's really the only consideration I've got going. And I need to get into next to land 8. Board D is a really big problem if you don't have access to these 3 lands with like 1 beast adjacent. So if land 8 came up next, I would be in a lot of trouble. Even though it's only D3, I think I still want it to blight so I can reduce the escalations. But I also want to kill the city. And I think it's attack us, explore, and the city, and move the beast out. Yeah. Yeah, and get to 4 because that's coming. Yeah, I'm like, did I want to sacrifice the beast there, or do I want to take the blight? Looks like I get the defense anyway. Sands comes up. Because I saved the land, I can just let the Sands blight. I think we're going... I honestly want to take Sucking Ooze here because of the fear. And because of the isolate. I know it's really good. But Savage Maul Beasts... do I keep it? Oh. Savage Maul Beasts is something else that looks really enticing to take. I think my thoughts right now are... I can reduce the town count by pulling in a town if I damage it twice. Can defend 1 land. My Dahan are kind of just like gone. And then pull maybe the guy out of 3 or 1 or something. Oh, it looks like I'm going to prevent the build instead. I would have thought I damaged the town, but I guess build prevention is really good too. Looks like this game's going to be a numinous game, so I instantly go blighted, I guess. I want to reduce some lands. Clean lands clean. Mountains, escalation, yeah. We can at least prevent the build on that one. And we can stop that guy. Do I undo that? No, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I can play Carapace again. I get another defense, funny enough. And then I can just move stuff. So it looks like I'm going to prevent the build on 8, just to keep town count low. And then be able to defend it again. And not gather it, because I'm gonna gather that town from 1 into 5, so it keeps that that land really reduced. Forced to add a second blight there. A third blight. Because we're on Blighted Island events. And there's the Habs 5. Right on the coastal timing. That's always fun. Bloodrack's always a really good Fangs card. Probably going to take it here. I always value Blight Manip on Fangs as well, so it seems like a very hard choice to get rid of Favor. I think I get rid of Sucking Ooze, but then I kind of regret it because it's a really good card for Fear Gen. Oh, Prey. Prey's a little bit risky to get rid of, but I think the incentive on that is I need a lot of zeros, and I want to just Bloodrack Plague spam with Threshold to get AoE churn out and essentially kill all these towns in these blighted lands. The thought is to maximize the fear, so I'm not surprised that I do that. And then if I need blight manipulation for whatever reason, Favor is really, really impactful. Five plays. Definitely defending 8. Because that's going to be 6. That's fun. Beast Destroy Explorers. Good RNG there. And that came back in and I got to use that slow as a fast. That's really, really funny. And then it skips the build anyway. The amount of RNG here was kind of ridiculous. I remember this moment and just thinking, what the heck? We use Ranging Hunt to kill the Explorer. The event brings the Explorer back in. It also simultaneously lets us use a slow power, which we waste to kill the Explorer. And we get a fear card that would have prevented the build anyway there. I think it's isolated too. Honestly, I could have defended that and killed a town elsewhere. That was a little bit unoptimized. Let's see what happens. I'm trying to think I need to get extra beasts in here, because if I pull from 8 and go into 2, then I have 2 beasts in there and can pull 1 more, so I have 3 beasts, which allows me to kill that city next turn. Yeah, there's that 5 plays. I don't actually do the sacrifice, which is kind of interesting. Maybe I'm thinking I can defend it. I defend that, Ranging Hunt, move over. Forget a power. Okay, so we forget the Blight Manip. I think I can handle the game at this point without the Blight Manip. Yeah. Add a Explorer, so Investigation of Danger on top of Prey, and then on top of Rouse. So Prey is really good. Rouse allows us to waste that there. It's funny. A lot of things in land 3. I can just sacrifice and pull one in because I have one in there, so that's another option. But I think I got guys in there in order to play Blood Rack on 3. Because it came up again. I don't even remember what I took here. Waterways. Likely Blood Rack spam. Yep. And then that's going to also give defense. And then I can isolate it as well for fear. Yep. Probably the Explorer in the city. Yep. 7 damage and defend 2 on the adjacent, even though it's 4 damage. But with 2 fear cards and beasts and Dahan and Sacred Site, it's likely that this gets taken care of. Just getting rid of those because wetlands. Yeah, I mean, we heavily covered all of that. Just a bunch of fear churn now. Now that we got the cities, we're just fear churn away from winning, so... Four disease allows us to get 2 fear, 4 fear off of Blood Rack again, 5, 6 off of ooze because it's fast. We just defend again. That's defend 4. I kill only 1 instead of getting just in case edge cased because I could just get more fast fear next turn. I think if I needed another turn. And then we'll get the 2 fear off Weep and 1 off 2 near the jungle. Can probably hit 4 and then pull that in somewhere. Oh no. Can't pull that in because it's jungles. But if it gets moved from something, it's probably what I'm thinking. Yeah, we can forget again. Probably not smart to forget that because we have missionaries, so it would have been better to forget teeth. A little bit misplay. And just Weep Fear. Frenzy and Pagan Explorer, and then yeah, 2 fast fear, GG. Also not too bad, just kind of really having to undo a lot in order to get around the board. And once I see how the presence moves, just taking a minute to pause and look at the layout again after doing all those manipulations and everything. I think Fangs, I'm mostly a visualizer in terms of how I imagine strategic stuff, and so if it's not lining up with what I was expecting in terms of like the lines to execute those actions, then I can see what I missed a little bit better after executing, like some just initial thoughts. Yeah, none of this matters. Pick up Rob, but just 2 fast fear here. I was so focused on like thinking about what to do that I didn't even realize I could just get the fear. And just pull it. Let's go to the next one. Board C. Board C, we have to be careful about land 8. We want to get over to about 7 or 6 as fast as possible. Sands comes up first, so once again, paying attention to the city. We want to really deal like 3 damage to that city and get in there, and probably just blight both lands is going to be the start. Probably leveraging entrancing on the next turn, or do I have Gonk in there? Maybe just taking Gonk for the energy / elemental plays. Entrancing first is pretty good, but also it's kind of costly. So instead of using Gonk for next turn, I use the elements on it this turn in order to guarantee me prey next turn for a good action instead of wasting it on the first turn where it's not really that valuable. Like I can get away with saving it for turn 2 by proxying essentially the animal. So if we get an animal start, game's really easy. Goes so smoothly. The games are a little bit more interesting if we don't get the animal start, because we then have to deviate to either top or essentially no ranging hunt pushing turn 1. But that ranging hunt push to set up for turn 2 is massive. So we do use Terrify to save this. I guess my thought is that clearing that is more worth, like the extra town we're gonna take from the escalation is more worth it than the blight on the coast, because it can come up 2 more times in case I need to leverage blight somewhere else, and it was possible to deal with it. Yeah, trying to expand out to that 8 because it's rough. Might actually end up just being a blight up there. Carapace again. That's 3 times we've seen this card. In 3 games back to back. The Fangs gods smile. I think I'm just going into 5. I'm terrified chasing that guy out. Probably 3 fear. Yeah, destroy that guy. Oh yeah, extra beast, because I didn't want to sacrifice presence, I guess. So extra beast for the 4th one. So when it pulls in that town, I can kill that town with ranging hunt fast. Can always leverage that versus an extra town, but I think 6 beasts on board and 4 presence is 10 beasts total essentially. Ammunition is looking pretty good at that rate. I think we just take the blade up top. Oh really? Do I get Earth and then D6? Wow. I guess there's not much else I can do. And I have action econ. So, saving the Blight, or potentially saving the Blight, seems pretty worth it. Immigration. Probably in lane 1. No. Get a free term. Maybe not if I defend it. I'm thinking I'm just reclaim looping at this point. Oh, that's funny. 9-3. Because it's not coming up yet. So we get to delay things for a while because I can ping that Explorer. Make life a lot easier. Nature's Res, I mean, another godly pick. Gonk, Carapace, Nature's Res. Those were our 3 drafts this game. Blessed? I guess. We're at 5 play now. So now Gift is just energy or Earth Proxy if we need it. And go into there, Nature's Res. Cover the sands. Don't need to cover the sands anymore. We end up taking a 4th light here. Because of that, because of year's event. No prolif. Tragic. Fear. Extra damage on Frenzy. Seems good. Board is like absolutely cleared. Ha! And then we get Sap. Nature's Sap. Get Gonk and Carapace. Now we're just trying to get Fear as much as possible because all that's left are towns that I can't kill. Probably just build prevention, slow chug the Fear as much as I can, stay ahead. Probably just kill that 1 in 7. No? I feel like I should have just killed the beast, killed the guy in 7, maybe. Constancy? Wow. The drafts are kind of... What the heck? Reallocate the defense because of range requirements of SSR1. Yeah, I mean... Drafts be real good right now. That's about it. Why am I removing the town? It's like... Doesn't make any sense. Fear. I guess to kill all the towns. That's that one. That'd have been messy because it was a numinous game, I think. No, other game was a numinous game. On to board B. Horde B is a little bit tricky because you can't cascade and your 4 is locked down. Even though you can grow into 4, you can't target it with ranging hunt to get beasts allocated across 3, 2, and 1 easily. You basically have to go through land 1 to get to land 2 and go through land 2 to get to land 3. So land 3 is a seriously deadly land to build up into on this board into this matchup for Fangs. If anything, you want to give up other lands to prioritize making sure land 3 does not get anything into it. So that's what we do. We set up land 2 with Beast early because Mountains is going to Ravage. But I have to prioritize essentially, am I ever going to be able to deal with land 3 again, or do I just try to deal with land 2's city and see how it goes? I ultimately decide the threat of land 3 building up is far greater than being able to deal with this city. And there's a chance we have some good hits on it because of Beast and Dahan. So I also moved the town not into 4, but into 1, so it specifically does not gather into 3. Unfortunately, we get, good event roll to be able to deal with that city as well. If we didn't, I did walk through that with, another player, and Fangs is still essentially able to eventually deal with that because of the drafts that are to come. There's a lot of drafts that we can get that would help us eventually deal with that. It's just we wouldn't be able to deal with it right away. Yeah, one of the drafts here, is Mez, which could help us with that. But 3 being clean and 5 being a mega threat is, rather than having to split my actions between both, is just much more convenient to have everything in 5 because I can eventually just pile beasts up there and then shut them around. This game is, Fangs wants to be playing this on the northeast, the eastern hemisphere of this board, 5, 6, 7, 8. It doesn't want to be playing on the coast on B. So if we're up there and we're able to shove across both these lands and just do whatever, then we're totally fine. I think I take one LC here and the other blight, our third blight, just into 5. I could isolate it and make it not do an LC. But ultimately, I think I'm just getting into 7 and then pushing some stuff from 7. Stopping the build in 7. Yeah, just take it. Coastal. Land 3, highest priority. Obviously, we're just targeting that. We have the build prevention in 2 and beast in 2, so. Definitely want to get into 5 and start planning around that coming up again. Keeping our eye on that. And also starting to prepare Beast in 6 is what I'm going to be looking at here. Of course, we want to deal with 1 to prevent that. Ranging Hunt is likely going to go there, and then prep 6. Yeah, get to clear that. Pretty nice. Get more fear, so we get to do that. Yeah, so Wetlands comes up with Wave of Immigration on the Coastal Ravage. Nature's Res. Bust. Yet again. Coastal's Ravaging, so we're just going to take care of that first as a first priority. Probably go in, sack 1. Or just defend it because we got Nature's Res. So the plan instead would have been to go in and sack and use Ranging Hunt, kill the city, the town of Strife, so it's fine, and then build Prevention and Terrifying Chase out of 6, and then Ranging Hunt next turn on 6 to kill that city. So that will clear both of our cities, and then just set us up for Fear Game for the rest of the game. Don't have a sacred site for Savage Maul Beasts, but I think I plan to do just like stay in there. Need another one in 5 just to be safe. But then I realized I need Beast to be able to push out of 6 because it's gonna gather. Just in case. I don't know. I think it also gets a town. No. Yeah, somehow that ended up with 5 because I was building no build prevention this turn with Prey. Because I feel like the beast amount was enough to be able to just handle that without the build prevention. So we're just going to push all that into Sand. Sand still did not show. So we have another 2-turn buffer, T-2 before having to deal with that. Land 3 did get a town, but not really a problem. Wetlands now has another Strife town, so it's just free action upon me to deal with these. And likely going to stop 8 and push out of 8. I don't see why not. Thinking I can probably push that out. Skip, I guess. We can actually just take top and just ravage and kill the town now. Also a good thing. Yeah, out of town. Doesn't really matter. Probably get rid of 3. Just in case. Always 3. Never letting it in. Carapace 4 games in a row. Carapace counter is at 4. Ah, that's fun alliteration. Continuous Carapace counter. The CCC. Sense finally showed up as well, so we're now prepping that for the slow this time. Since we were at T-2, we're at T-1, so we have our slow phase to essentially utilize that. pretty sure we're just gonna fear out though, before that even gets a chance to ravage. Build's prevented, so probably just playing as much fear as we can here, and not wasting time on econ on other things. Garf? Is it a Garf angle? No, not really. No ranging, but get beasts into that land. 8 pushes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 10 pushes now. And an extra damage reduction. Fear, fear, fear. Fear. Also fear. Like the game when I push these. Oh, not game yet. I'm keeping a town in there because I'm thinking to use Pyroclastic to just get the last amounts of fear or something. Tragedy. Pyro clears the land. Really funny to see my mouse move around on some of these. And 2 fear. Yeah. GG. Triple C counter at 4. Next is board A. Oh. Sand start, not the wetlands. Means we have to deal with the blighted land, so let's see what we get. Gold's Allure. God tier card on Fangs. Almost a snap pick, I would think. It is another animal card to start, so you guys haven't seen much different strategy from me here. It's become basically just bottom draft and utilize Prey turn 2 for better build prevention purposes, because we need to repose turn 1 for the most part. Utilizing Terrifying Chase to basically cover land and eat Blight in the next land. GA, really nice, really convenient. Can basically stop 2 lands if I want it to. Yep, energy. This plus energy so that we have enough to reclaim and play a bunch of wands if we want. Thinking about prepping land 2, so probably gonna keep my presence in 4, move a beast, yeah. Move a beast out and kill land 3, no gather, and then have 2 kind of set up. Yeah. Oh, build prevention. So yeah, that just stays an explorer, and we get to kill the city this turn. That's actually kind of like playing really far ahead. Beast damage kills it anyway. That's a really interesting play. If just going really quickly, may have missed this. So we did get ahead with the GA, and we terrifying chased out of 4 into 5, allowing essentially both builds to be cleared, and then just like we're gonna have to pull in towns and somehow deal with them next turn. So it's likely we're anticipating a blight on 8, or our draft is going to be able to take care of 8. So if we're just taking a blight here, we have one more blight to take, you know, for scale purposes and get rid of that escalation if we can't deal with it. So it's either going to be 8 or 3. So one would think, oh yeah, you know, we normally could just get rid of 3 here, and we could then wait for next turn to ranging haunts A. But actually, we saved prey on the builders. So instead of just immediately ranging haunting 3 to kind of get rid of the build, prey is guaranteed build prevention, and we push the towns out with Terrify to the inland, so there could be no gather onto this coast. That means the only thing that can threaten us is another Explore on there. So it is a 2 out of 5, but we have a 3 out of 5 that it doesn't happen. And we always have ranging as a fallback next turn to hit that land if it comes up again. So ranging is usually dedicated to what the next card is going to be, because we're playing ahead in tempo. But the next card being the threat, we can just ping that one Explorer, and then the other one would kill itself. So we are using 2 Near and Teeth Gleam here, so I'm setting myself up in both lands just in case, like for maximum potential of hitting those clear lands. The only thing that I can't target 1, but I can target 6 with 2 Near. 2 Near could also target this 3 again, so I could put my ranging hunt on 1 instead, and we see that be really tactically sound here. Prey being utilized in 3 because we have to play that card for our 3 animal ranging hunt to deal damage, so we may as well do the sacrificial play and go for the city immediately. That's really clever. Really like optimized play, I think, that move. Out of all the stuff that I've seen in these opening games, the manipulation that I did in this one is a little bit impressive even to me, because well, commentating on this a bit tired from work, but I didn't think about it too deeply at first glance. That was really cool though. And then we get beast damage anyway to kind of clear stuff out. Gonna have to pull one in. Reducing reducing burden here, because we're going to eventually, we have even if wetlands showed here, we have the next turn to essentially pull into that. And I had to pull in a town to 8, so having GA also be a third solve, it essentially prevented a build, an extra build solve. It prevented a explorer, you know, building, and then it prevents a ravage. Literally 3 solves, and it's a 0, so it gives over the course of the game at least 3 energy back of stockpile. Card is honestly a major at its efficiency. And we can ping 6 to get rid of that other explorer. Likely going to ranging haunt the other coastal land. Probably taking haunted here, or ooze. I mean, ooze is a 0-2 fear, so probably a snap pick. And we have all of our guys in 5, so we get to actually create a pocket here by taking ooze. So some high priority picks that players might not be used to, that you might be seeing throughout my games, besides, you know, the standard animal plant ones, are Sucking Ooze, Weep, maybe a couple others will appear. Like GA. Yep, ranging, going to 5. Isolate. Seeing how I can orchestrate that. Yeah, that. Can't isolate this turn. I think I actually wanted to play Ooze a lot this game, but I didn't have bandwidth to do it for some reason. So we're just going to GA. GA is going to solve 1, and it's going to solve whatever comes up next turn. I think I push out in order to keep the Strife. No point in keeping that guy there. And everything is now in 5, so that's really peachy. Get that guy out. Yeah, add our towns. And then we can ping with 2 near, so strategically we can hit every land with 2 near except 1 right now. GA doing God's work right now. Hopefully I can play Ooze, but can't pocket because Habs 5, of course. Wetlands did come up, so we have to probably build, prevent, and push out of there. Looks like we're doing that. It looks like we're going to put them in the mountain and prep the mountain ahead of time. No. It's like I don't want to push before seeing what the Explorer is. That's why I chose not to move these guys out of here. Because in case the mountain comes up, I don't want to have to push a ton of beasts into there or like commit before out without knowing information, future information. Okay, no coastal explorer, fine. Mountains, we get 1 covered for us for free. That's actually a pretty big win, even though it doesn't seem like it. I say that, but then I put the city and town from the Habsburg 5 card in there. Am I thinking I can deal with that? Dark Entangled, maybe? Fear? DNT is pretty good. T-Strife also really solid. Root Butter's also solid. 0 to town push clear. Go with the T-Strife. DNT usually good. I don't really have good dominant this game, so I can't really combine it to deal with land 1, even if it's good for your gem. I think T-Strife allows me to at least delay with a Strife in there, and then chase everything else out. Oh, do I go for it? Maybe I realize I need fear. Everything is in 5, but now everything's in 8 because Mountain came up. That's why I didn't want to pre-commit. I need to split my presence because I need to chase 4 out of 1. Actually, what am I going to do here? I think GA, one of those guys out. I guess a ranging hunt and did frenzy on it. Get those guys. Yeah, Terrify. Back into the wetlands we go. Dark Entangled on 1. Dominate. Mostly just a 0 animal. Promises again, making its second or third appearance now. No, it was in our board B game. Ooze making its second or third appearance now as well. Getting the beasts into that land. Trying to get the counterattack damage to destroy that town just for every pinch of fear that we can get. Stop that build. Have to pull one in. Which, you know, if I can't get rid of everything, having that strife on that one is a little bit of confidence. Probably just extra fear gen at this point. I'd be surprised if I put the beast down unless I really needed it to get everything out of there. I need the beast in 1. Because... why do I need the beast in 1? Oh, I have absolutely no fear. We are a long shot away from Terror 3 here. And way too many towns to deal with. So I think we're just looping with energy at this point. Sap. Second appearance. Didn't even use it in the other game. Gonna get used in this game. Edge case defense. Don't need it, but new species, let's forget it. Don't need prey anymore, it looks like, so we lose the fear from that land 3, a little bit sad. Nature's Res again, and Weep again. Third appearance of Weep. Third appearance, or fourth appearance of Nature's Res. The Carapace counter is finally dead. Not 5 games in a row with the Carapace counter. But cruise to victory there. Let's go to the score. Oop. Pretty good game. Only 1 blight taken. Just well played. I mean, power of GA, I guess. Let's be real. 3 solves in 1 usage is crazy. Board F. Obviously got to be careful of the land 7. I don't even know what to call it. I don't know. Some fun name for it. It's kind of like the Outer Lands, the Marshlands. blocked by blight, hard to get into because there's no adjacent jungle. So these are the lands you really 7 is something you really want taken care of immediately, or nothing there. Ooh, another interesting start. We get 3 animals, so it's likely going to be one of those. Dire Meta could be fun, as a little territorial strife, but I think it's Terry Strife. Could also be the meta, considering it. Considering it. I think it's Terry Strife. They're Terry Strife away. Self-inflicted meta here. Would have to go on to 1. I mean, it's a triple cell for 1 energy T1. And it's an animal. Oh, we're saving it for turn 2. Yeah, I mean... I know myself well enough that Terry Strife probably is going to do something turn 1 here. Ooh, build prevention, manip. No Terrify turn 1. Really interesting start. Because it pulls in 7. And then blights. And it saves Terry Chase in case 7 comes up. And we get the 4 beasts to kill the 2 towns early. Wow, I like that play. Yeah, I haven't been using this tactic most of the time we've been here because we've gotten a lot of blighted lands turn 1 or city lands turn 1. But when we get a semi-favorable explorer, you could say, getting the 4 beasts into the land and dealing 4 damage to split between 2 towns, so when it blights they kill themselves, creates a really good pocket chance early. Crazy good. I'm too tired to even realize a lot of the stuff that I was doing, but man, I feel like I was really focused. Especially because I wasn't talking or commenting or anything during these videos. I was really just sticking to my thoughts, which make it a lot easier to play at a higher level. I don't think I can play at that higher of a level if I'm talking in my video and explaining all my moves and everything while I'm actually doing stuff. I tend to make much more mistakes. Beast damage. Wow. And we split it between the mountains. Just to hedge a beast event. So beast attack is going to clear both of those. Pull 1 into 6. Also kill probably one of these. And so I'm going to lose a beast, but it's fine. Those Dawn are just toast, so no point with that. This does tend to be a longer game, too. 30-minute some game. G's a really long one. H is a really good long one, too. Jungle's up here, so we absolutely want to start dealing with that. Just pushing everything into 1 for now. That does not seem like a good idea, but that's fine. I would have put the beast into 2. I'm not sure what I'm thinking about putting the beast into 5, to be honest. Maybe because I'm going to terrifying chase it once it pulls in, and I'm going to push the Dahan into land 2, something like that. I guess I have one more turn to repose beasts into land 2, so not sure what I'm doing. Pulling into both of those. We're going to strife one. And probably kill the other. Pull out of there and then just push into land 2. I mean, I guess. Tragic. I have to get rid of my pocket. Carapace, of course, we're going to take back. Probably just defend 5 for 3. Also got the other card coming, so maybe like I think the pocket's probably not worth maintaining anymore since HLC 5 coming up. Wow, just going to throw them all into 2? Probably split the town into land 1, and then the explorers into land 4 to... But that HLC 5 card is coming up, and it's always a little bit tricky to remember that one, I think. You make some really good... You make some plays, and then you forget about like what turn it is. Because you're thinking of so many actions. Or at least I'm thinking of so many actions going on. Yep, there we go. So HLC 5 comes back into mind. We just strife it. It's not worth putting the town into there. Causing a city build because it's already blighted. Even though the city's going to come back probably into land 2 again. My best would be land 2 because I already have some beasts in there. And I have presence in there. I think we build prevent 3 and push out a 3 or something like that. 1 and 1. Split. Mm-hmm. Keep 1 and maybe 2. No. Yeah, we can sack. If 1 is still in 2, then we can place presence, sack, pull in, and kill the city. No build, no pull. Actually pull from 4, so. Ooh. I don't think we want to do that. I think no pull. Oh! I think that ends up being a misplay. But maybe I'm thinking I can hit the city in 3. Yeah, 4 is the obvious choice. Pull that into land 2. Probably land 3. No. No? HLC 5 card? Yep. Oh, I was right. Land 2. Not entirely sure why. A little bit tricky situation. Probably 3. I can kill it in 3. I don't have an extra beast to pull in without sacking, so I have to place the beast down in 2. Can't get the fear off Teeth Clean. Sure. I guess we're praying to the gods here again. Get a favorable hit. And it looks like we're going to have to take one more blight. It'll be our third blight. So we're just going to pray. Bird's Cry probably on 3 to clear it, so it doesn't build. Or just to push into 2, so it kills 2. Defend 1. Carapace is dedicated to 1 for 3 out of 4 damage. And we can get 4 damage and 3, leaving only 1 explorer left. So I mean, like, that's the best case scenario there. We could sack and pray on 3 to full clear it. Yeah, I think that's fair. Dahan in every land, plus sacrifice, keeping that presence there, and we get the hit. Yeah, so would have saved that out as well. Also would have saved it. And then clear all 3. Pretty good. Yeah, I mean, 3 fear cards plus event. That has like over 75% chance of being saved. Quick fear check. Looks like 5 or 6 cards until Terror 3. So it's a grind. Probably 3 fear here. Obvious. We have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 beasts, essentially. Rain of Blood. Obvious choice. Rob is a favorite of mine if he appears. We want Rob because we really want 3 Fear Chug per turn. 0.75 of card for 0 plus 1 he banked. Essentially 1.75 value. At the cost of 2.5, pretty terrible, but some elements, so a little bit reduction on that. Healthy Ravage can probably just match it, some beast damage. Or Dahan. Let's double check the values. I'll do it on another tab. RNG stats, I guess. What we're looking for. So we have about 65% chance. Oh. And then fear percent chance on Terror 2s is 63. 3 times. Yeah, that's like really, really high odds. Something gets hit there. Oh, I think I totally forgot about 7. And then I got an extra blight. And then I got 2 cities added. And both 8 and 4 are blighted. So I can't even get into 7 right now. to finish the game. So this is why you always deal with 7. A little bit stuck. So I have to fear my way out of this, I think. Or major into there. Settle into Hunting Grounds, one of my favorites. These are all really good cards for Fangs. I think I take Settle here. Here, Chug. I think we just kill everything. And just wait. We get 3 turns, essentially, to fear out. And we're just gonna push. We're gonna push ourselves with beasts into land 8. And we can forget Sun for that. It didn't even get Sands. Kind of funny. And we can just keep hitting Rob on. We're hitting Rob to fear out the game. Oh, we did get Wetlands. Can't add a beast. We can target the land with Reaching Grasp. Nope, we can't. RG doesn't even do anything. Inflame does allow us to put stuff into it. This is hilarious. Honestly, just stuck fearing out the game. At this point, though, there's not many cards, left in the deck, so I think it's just manipulate the Hanada there and try to do something about that as a CA next turn. Oh, add a land to adjacent to beasts. I can add it in. I can add it into there and get in there. Saved. Well, it doesn't honestly matter because I should just be able to fear out here. Yeah. I mean, 3 turns of, Fang's Fear Gen is essentially between 9 to 12 by 3. 27 to 36 Fear, so there's, no way. I'm at, really high value, so, but average probably about 18 to 30. Or G. So board G is interesting in that 3 is also like a deadlock land. Knowing which lands are dead lands are really important for Fangs into its harder matchups because you have to prioritize them over anything, even if you don't want to. And also on board G, we start with a really interesting hands. No animal. So this means we have to deviate top. I'm gonna save the disease in that land for the future by preying on that, and then terrifying chasing these guys out in order to quick kill the city early and also save a blight and just take the extra towns. I think saving the most blight that you can and also preventing 3 while mitigating 5 is the best thing you can possibly do into this. Honestly, I would probably... it's not a bad idea to put 2 beasts into 6, especially because you can sack and push 1 more in there to deal 4 damage to the towns next turn, and then just get out of there. The problem is you're not allowed to be in any of the jungles, so you don't even get to use your Too Near or Teeth Gleam when you do that. That's kind of the downside of board G here, if jungles comes up. Get the free 7 solve. Pretty nice. Probably take 1 out of 8 and 4. Reducing 5 is probably the better call. Absolutely. Yeah, 3 is really dangerous right now. That's actually horrendous, especially because we can't reach that. There's no adjacent jungle. We already committed our beast all the way into this jungle. So, I mean... the only thing that can be done here is... yeah, I guess delusions. And we did build around taking the animal early, so we do get to play 1 off alley card because of that start. By the way, we took Twilight because it's a good event for Getter. Years of Little Rain, Rising Interest, New Species, and Missionaries. It's the epitome of event fodder. Yeah, I mean, we need a beast in 5 and we need a beast in 2. Nothing else we can do about that. Tragic. Four didn't blight, so we're taking escalations like crazy here. Surprised to... it's the bog. I guess we're reducing the my thought with bog is to probably reduce what can get into 5, because if it only just builds and doesn't gather, then next turn if I bog it again, defend 2 works. Fangs has that capability to reclaim a bunch of slop and make it work, so... the bog. I'm not thinking of protecting 7, am I? This turn? I am. Because it's effectively the same. If I defend 7, I can prevent a blight, and bog also prevents a counterattack of a Dahan, which means it'll deal 2 damage on 7 and then pull the town into 5. Wow. Get really lucky beast event here. Oh, and we get the fear card solve on 3. Juiced. Still pulls into town. What am I doing? I didn't pull the town in from 7. Oh, that's a misplay. What am I thinking? I guess I tried to go back and I realized it there, and then it was too late. What it means is I could just bog it again. Push the Dahan into land 5. Sets us up for events to deal with that. I need beasts in land 8 and in land 4 because I need them adjacent to land 3. So both are valid options. I can also bog 3 and save it from Blight. But now that I got Skies, I have Blight Manipulation on 3, so I can take Blight on 3. It's not so bad. It's only bad when you don't have the answer for it. When you have the answer, I mean... Blight is just Blight. Bog 5. Don't have a Sacred Site for 3 either, so... Makes sense. Also have Sky's Herald to get 6 essentially solved, so I can bring 4... 3 beasts or 4 beasts around there. Wow, Surge solves 3, I think? Or do I just push 2 into the kill zone because I want to take a Blight to reduce escalations? Could be Wetlands. Oh, Grimtoll. Oh, yeah, because it was already pre-gathering into 6 anyway, so there was no point to waste it on it, so just kill everything else as much as possible. Fair. Probably push him into jungles. Who knows? Maybe into 2 because it can't build. Definitely get 7 out of there. Sure. Keep them kind of split for now would be better. Because we have to deal with 2 as well. So it's better to kind of like split that mess. I think it's right. Because regardless of whichever, it's like putting all your eggs in one basket and then the basket falls, you're kind of screwed. But if you're balancing on it on a scale with another basket, it's like, well, neither is gonna fall. You can deal with, 1 egg and more in either basket. I mean, yeah, I mean Blight push, build prevention, etc. And we also got Call to Trade, so 1 is basically solved now. And 4. Get the place in the 8. Oh, Terrify. We need it. No, don't need to gather. We can push that in 8 because there's no reason not to. Build prevention. No build prevention? We can push the beast in there? I don't think so. Yeah. Ah, but if we do, we don't have raging hunt. If we do prey as well, so there's no choice. Terrify? Should be at 4 plays this turn, but because we had to go top, a little bit of a deviation. So a little bit behind. In terms of scale tempo. Scaling tempo, specifically. Should be 8. Doubling up is edge KC. I know that. Yep, pull, 4. Split. Huh. I guess I think I can use Sky's Herald again on land 8 to push the Blight out and get the Han in and use Call to Trade on it. Just keep calling to trade 8. Instead of having to orchestrate terrifying chase there, I can terrifying land 1, sack, and kill the city for 2 fear. Destroy a bunch of explorers. Shife. Yep, that guy. City's good. Terrify, those guys go out. The Han and 2, most likely. Oh no, because it's building, yeah. Those guys out, the Han and 2, yep. Classic. Probably place another beast. Don't want to sack. Oh, no, 3 fear. A bit surprised. Oh, wasps. Another godly pull. Wasps' first appearance, second appearance actually. Appeared in one of our drafts in an earlier game, but we didn't take it, mostly because completely blighted. But first time around, also second time bog, first time bog, I think. Second time seeing Call to Trade. But first time we're taking it. No Carapist. Triple C counter, stuck at 4. Not a streak anymore. Prep those beasts. Land 2, push out. And kill. Likely just want that extra beast. Gonna pay for it most likely. Discards, reclaim. No? Probably prevent that city in 3. Keep clear lands clean. Might honestly have been better to split the hunt between 5 and 3, just because of edge cases. So I think it's better to have a 1 and 3 as well for event purposes and fear purposes. We're in Terror 2, so that's 60-something% chance. Beast on. Could get Bog on there. Did set up the Sacred Site land too for the Bog on 3. So I'm thinking if I need that Fear or Destroy Beast or whatever. It's like multi-turn planning call to trade at this point. Planning across 2 turns. Like, it's dedicated to 8. And dedicated to 7 this turn. I have to deal something about 5. Didn't do anything about 5. So it's like, if I use it on 4, I can move 1 town out of 5 and then bog it. So then, like, what's happening on 3? Visions can happen on 3. Teeming River's first appearance. Godly Fangs card as well. Shout out to the Salmon. Shout out to salmon lovers. Sushi salmon lovers. Sake. Just my interpretation. Not actually sure if it's a salmon. Yeah, ranging. Yeah, Visions pushed that out. Makes sense. Leave Presence and Beast in there. Big greedy, honestly. And Beast attack, so greed pays off. ASIM killed the city, so dodge the ASIM. Nonsense. Between 6 and 4. Mountain jungles, mountain wetlands. Now it's just orchestrating, these guys. GA appearance. I think we're just going fast Fear. Terror 3. GG. Yeah. Next up, board H. Pretty good board in terms of spaciousness. There's lots of areas to push everything. And for Habsburg, that's a little bit good because you can take a lot of escalation. So taking less blight onto this board is also really nice. Shout out teaming. Once again, GA and teaming. Third GA appearance. GA here is going to be pretty good, especially because land 3 is another weak land. 2 and 3 are actually our weakest lands, based on initial setup. Actually, 2, 3, and 8. They're not as weak and as desperate as like board B's land 3 or board F's land 7 wetlands, and board G's land 3 as well. But they have a little bit of trouble getting to things. 5 has a blight in it, so it's not like we can pass through that really easily to get to all the lands we need to go to. We have to kind of orchestrate and go through other lands, which means we're actually like down a beast in count from where we can access things normally. So that feels a little bad. Jungles comes up early, you know, because we're letting one go and taking some blight. We want to use our tempo elsewhere. That tempo is going to killing the city as quick as possible. Playing that land, probably. Have a plan to deal with 3 and 4. Yeah, that's a little bit tough. I have to place my beast from 2 near Teeth Gleam into 4. And then probably just like 2 near 7 or something. Oh, I have to actually do that. Ooh, I can get them out? Okay. Teeth Gleam into one of these other lands. Carapist. Counter goes up one more time. Blessed. Back to Blessed. 5 times in 8 games we've seen Carapist. 3 times we've seen GA. GA Carapist combo. Ranging Hunt 7. Probably just go right back, yeah. Ravage allows us to actually deal a good amount of damage and kill some stuff. Ooh, removal from Beast Disease to Han. Gathers. Just get basically land 8 clear and we get to clear the coast. Always 4 is a little bit of a threat because we have to maintain beasts in there and just kind of sit in there the whole game in case it appears. What happened there? Bill prevention on 1, pretty good. Ranging. Carapist? Oh, we should just take that Carapist. Wow. Dom Annie. Dom Annie. Sounds like a anime character. Dom Annie. But we have 3 moons, so we can generate beasts with it. It's pretty good. On 5 CP at least. Split, probably prevent the build. Terry Chase outside of there in case that comes up again. Beast Pangs. Reduce the Explorer counts in all the lands. It's kind of nice. Reduce the Terry Chase burden. Wow. Strifed? Yeah. Strifed into 3. Solid chat. I mean, if it comes up again. Not strifed into 3. That is a choice. Maybe because GA. Pull out. Yep. Alright. And just maintain strife. Fair. Same result, even if it was the strife one. Yeah, 2 near coastals. Probably just yeah, have to play sack and then D. GOLE? Yeah, looks like I'm running low. Doesn't even matter how much energy GOL he gives me. Yep, 3 damage out. Have to start prepping to push 5. Beast Destroy Explorers. Yeah. Jungle build. Yep. Remove one of those. Yeah, we pull in land 2 because we want to just maintain the stack in 6 and move towns around more advantageously to keep pile ups and keep clean lands clean. Pretty much standard strat. 2 near 8, yep. It's expected. GA onto there. Fair. And Terry chased that out. Sands is going to build. We probably just defend it. We can't GA on 8. But we can GA on 2, so we'll see. This is all just about Beast Manip. Guess we don't need it. Just preparing for in case we need to push out of there, maybe. Probably should go back and do the striped one so I don't have to deal with it. Action econ burden reduced slightly. Don't have the Dahan in there or Beast, so it is a little bit edge casey. We can remove one for civic engagement from elsewhere, but if it gets ignored is kind of the problem. Yeah, get that explore from 7. Oh. Place into 8 so we can target it with Carapace. Seems like the right move. No? Oh. Pull that out. Do that. Wow. One fear for a beast. I think we're not taking the deal. No deal? No deal. Cargain? Presence? Ooh, energy. I think energy time. Is it bears? We have the setup. We have the bears set up. Let me take vengeance. Vengeance is 3 fear fast. I think that's my thought. In case I need fast fear towards the end of the game, I can just use it twice to get fear and end in kind of a dire situation versus bears. Because I don't really need anything now. I just need fear. And GA is basically solving multiple lands every single turn. Wow, so many fear cards away. This is insane. Well, we hit 8 with Frenzy. Yeah. I think this time it's the time. Don't want to deal with that. We get a fear card, so it's really worth sacrificing there. We also have 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 beasts, so you know effectively up by +2. Usually 9 to 10 is what we want to maintain. This is including presence stacks. It's what's the word? Breath of possibility, something like that. Melts is fast fear. I guess I just took and chuck them and draft again. Took and chuck. Honestly, I don't know what I was looking for. I guess just anything. Anything interesting. But we can just keep playing at a standard rate. Not worry. Oh, we're gonna take up light? Because I forgot to deal with the land. Strife. Light. Yeah, I mean the rest of this is just Fear Gen to Terror 3. Close it out. 2 Blight could have probably dealt with that other land, but wasn't worth it, I guess. I think I honestly just forgot about it, and I was supposed to play Terrifying Chase, but I didn't. Board H, onto the last one. Board E. Another interesting start here. Once again, no animal. A little bit difficult. Usually means we have to go animal turn 1 or turn 2. Turn 1 gives a little bit extra flexibility. But we can just also head bottom. It just forces us to go animal turn 2. So usually animal turn 1 is the better flex play. In case something really crazy or different happens and you want to change direction, you can do it. And just advance top track or go majors or something like that. But at least you don't lose your beast manip and everything. You just delay scale timing -1 turn. Or +1 turn. Move back 1 turn. I'm not actually moving my mouse like that. You can see my mouse on the side. That's the in-game. Because as you can see, we got board E, and we got the Blight Explorer again. Wetlands. And I don't think we drew anything to deal with it. Effectively. So it's like... Oh, there was a bug. It wasn't letting me, It wasn't letting me place presence here. So I actually had to go out of the game and go back into the game. Continue. Because it wasn't letting me place my presence. Shadows. Good pick. Terrible event fodder, but Zero Fear is very solid with push. TE push. Save 4. Light 8 blight. Standard shot. Probably just grow into land 5 to hedge shadows, but need to do something about 6 and 1. Feels bad. Place 5. Probably ping land 1 or 6. It's like take a blight on 8, take a blight on 6, something like that. I guess in case 3 explores, I can... Or doesn't explore, then I can shadows it, something like that. Or just usability on Teeth Gleam. Oh, wow. I get the Dahong card, which skips the Ravage as the first event, so I get to save a Blight here. Not good or bad. It's really like... There's 2 extra towns to deal with, so... GA. 4th appearance. Is a snap pick this time. Don't have a second second plant, so we need to play one. It's like GA does a lot of good this turn. A lot of good. Kind of funny. That blight got prevented in such a way, so it's like now we let the Sands Ravage, I guess. I could have actually damaged that town in 2, and then I could have Terry chased it into 4. Much better play. Much better play. Sack 2, pull 1 in, 3 damage to kill the city, and then Sands comes up again. So we have to build prevent or Terry chase it. Terry chase it most likely. Yep. Definitely Terry chase this turn. Probably build prevent as well. Maybe not. I think I have to play one of these other things. No build prevent. Just get rid of what can be gotten rid of. Seek farmland. Kind of good that I get to prevent that build there. Because now it means I can push 4 out of 6. If your card was blessed. honestly. Push that into wetlands because mountains is coming up, even though there's a pile up there. So everything's going to wetlands. Sense gets the GA town. GA, be blessed. Event fodder, so years. Water that water. Mostly for years, but I think I could use it for cleaning the sands. It's like a skip hedge if needed. Need to get into 5. Need to sacrifice again. Oh. We're going to build prevent on 2 to save the disease. And then manip ourselves into 5 in order to push everything out of there. Smart. In case Coast comes up again. Or stage 3s. No? Seem good. Maybe I realized that it's not enough beasts and there's a double build in 5, so I have to prey on 5. And then deal with 2 next turn. It's like build prevent on 5, get into 2, push out of 2 or something like that. Or move some beasts back into 2 for next turn to destroy the city. And then push out 5. And get 1 back in the 4. Kind of funny. Build prevent means gather, so 4. So Terry chased the 4 out of there. Guaranteed. Keep shadows just in case. Just in case 3 shows. Not bad. Really want to be in 2 and 5 right now, but can't. No build prevention. Oh, but I did get the build prevention off the fear card. Now we want to be in there. It looks like we're gonna take an extra blight. No resec. Guardian Serps. Fire in the Sky also fast fear. Probably Guardian Serpents. Extra beast generation, D4. Get the extra Plantis now. Or maybe not. Oh. That's solid. Yeah, strife so the town pool goes into there and you don't have to deal with anything. Then it's just gonna ravage. And then we can also just pull out of it. And we're down to 2 lands, and we just need some fear. Wetlands is not up, so that's safe. We do want to get more beast lands to be pushed into there. Ellie Boon, just in case, I guess. Ultimate Forget Father, I guess. Penultimate might be Twilight. Yeah, RG's just in case. Targeting something. A lot of R0s. Wow, full kill town and the Explorer. And just destroy those guys. Probably the strifed one. Probably should have split the strifed one into 6, but yeah, because now strife that. Light removal. Maybe destroy the town in 6. Two more fear cards left. Probably can just defend. Even better. Entrancing. Get that energy. I mean, there is edge case, so that deals 6 damage by ignoring strife, so that's also not that good to ignore, but oh, letting it go. And terrifying, chasing them out of 4 just in case. Can't finish. Event fodder. Honestly, we're just waiting for slow so we can generate fear to end it. It's only 4 more fear. But you can see how we've orchestrated, enough beasts into these lands to, get rid of pretty much everything. Terra 3, GG! A lot of interesting moves to start out, and then it becomes a game of orchestration, putting kind of all the beasts in the right spots, making sure you have targeting for weak lands coming up, and if you're manipulating beasts, having the ability to move those beasts back into weak lands and or across the board again, it's really fun playstyle. In my opinion, Fangs was my first spirit, so um, I really like them a lot, and think the spirits theme is really well showcased with its mechanics and decision making. But I hope you guys enjoy watching me comments on this marathon of Fangs games. I hope there were some interesting tips. I hope there were, my voice and thoughts could come through and um, help reveal something that you didn't know before. That's kind of my goal with these videos, and usually making them to help other players in some regard. So thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking through this. It's a really long one. Peace.